You got to keep it real, guys. Our big wet boy is back on form. I hate to say it, but it's true. Donald Trump the other day comes out and nukes the Republican plan to cut Social Security and Medicare. He says, under no circumstances should you cut a penny from Social Security or Medicare. Oh, that's glorious. Just throws a wrench right into their plans. I love it. And now you have, so the big man is back on the campaign trail. Now, look, it's a funeral, but as you're about to see, it's also the campaign trail. And he's giving the eulogy for Diamond of Diamond and Silk. Now, Diamond passed away. She was sick, and she had a rough go of it. It went on for weeks, and then she passed away. Now, the speculation is, hey, hold on, she was a massive, massive anti-vaxxer. Did she get COVID and die? That's certainly possible. That's certainly possible. It's possible it's something else, but it's also possible it's that. So Trump, because these guys were, ride or die Trump from day one, and what does he value more than anything else? Undying loyalty. Undying, no pun intended. And so he shows up, he does the eulogy for Diamond, and we got some gems that came out of this speech. So first, let's start with this. After Silk goes on and on about how much she loves Trump and all the great times they had together, Trump gets up and says this, quote, I knew Diamond, but I didn't know Silk at all. I just learned about Silk. You're fantastic. Oh my God, that's great. Oh my God, that's so glorious. Look, one of the things this shows you, and you've seen this recently too with Steven Crowder versus Ben Shapiro in the Daily Wire, is that these guys had like a ceasefire agreement with everybody in right-wing media and everybody in right-wing culture. But then it's all a show. It's all a mirage. Because when push comes to shove, they all want to slit each other, so they don't like each other. And so Silk's up there saying like, oh yeah, Trump, we hang out all the time, bro. It's great. And he's like, I don't even know who you are. Oh, this is great. He's back on form, y'all.
And, the world has lost one of its brightest stars, real star, but I see that we have another star who is equal to, but she stepped up and she is different. I'm serious. I thought I knew them both. I didn't. I knew Diamond, but I didn't know Silk at all. I just learned about Silk. You're fantastic. You're going to carry on beyond anybody's wildest imagination. And, the world has lost.
Okay. We're just getting started, man. We're just getting started. So now Trump was told, hey, man, when you go to this funeral, you'll be in and out 15 minutes. Thank you for doing it. Thank you for doing the eulogy. We really appreciate it. So Trump shows up. And I want to know 15 minutes. It started going, and it kept going, and it kept going. And so, in the speech, he gets up and he says,
and I don't believe, they told me, I said, give me a little time, because I have a lot of people waiting for me back in a place called Palm Beach, Florida. They said, give me a little time. What do you think it'll take? Oh, about 15, 20 minutes, in and out. I said, well, it could take longer. This is a little longer than 15 minutes, right? And
this,
I don't believe
this is a top 10 Trump moment. He goes to do a eulogy for Diamond, and while doing the eulogy, he's like, this funeral, it's a little long if you ask me. It's a little long. I don't know if I signed up for this. I thought I would be in and out, but it's taken a while. He's complaining about how long the funeral is. Oh my God, that's glorious. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Oh. He hasn't given us moments like this in a long time, y'all. And then, of course, we get his speech eventually, and of course this was going to happen. It became a campaign speech. It became his stump speech.
That, things, we can fix inflation. We can fix so much of what's been damaged over the last 2 years. We had it going so well, but we can fix these things. But, millions of people, I think 15 million people, they say 3, maybe 4. I know. I think they have no idea how many people. And they allowed their prisons to be emptied out into the United States.
He's talking about immigration at a funeral. He's talking about immigration. Now, I shouldn't even have to say this part. It's insane. I have to fact check the eulogy. But that's not even true. The criticism of Biden that is legitimate is he's too much like Trump on the border. He's breaking deportation records. They have Title 42 back in place. He did remain in Mexico for a really long time. The criticism is like, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. And he's like, it's open borders. It's open season. They're sending their prisoners, their criminals, their rapists. This is just like his 2016 launch when he went after Mexicans. And by the way, guys, I got news for you. The only group of immigrants to this country, which were literally criminals, it was the Cubans. And they're all Republicans. And so the Republicans love them. I don't know how many of you know the backstory, but Fidel Castro, back, during the height of the Cold War and the height of our crackdown on Cuba, we decided, Republicans led the charge in saying, hey, if you're from Cuba and you step 1 foot in America, you're an American citizen. That's it. And it was, a way to fight back against communism. And so Fidel Castro saw that and he said, okay, bet. And he emptied the prisons and sent them all to America. And it was like, oh, shit. You caught us. You checkmated us, Fidel. But again, they look at that and they're like, those are the immigrants we want. But they say, all the other ones that are coming here are criminals too. That is totally not true. By the way, there was a study from a right-wing think tank, the Cato Institute, that came out years back. And what did they find? They found that both documented immigrants and undocumented immigrants commit crime at a lower rate than native-born Americans. Does that factor? No, it doesn't. In fact, what they do is the demagoguery. They'll pull somebody who is a victim of a crime by an immigrant, and they'll fearmonger over it, and they'll demagogue over it, and they try to paint this picture that all these immigrants are criminals and rapists.
States of America, they allowed their mental institutions to be emptied out into the United States of America. And common sense would tell you that if you had common sense, you wouldn't be doing that. Mike would know that, but you wouldn't be doing this. Millions and millions of people are coming, and no country would be able to withstand this. No country, whether you're rich or poor. And we're not really rich. We owe, as of this morning, $31 trillion. And now he's
talking about the national debt. Bro, let me give you a little tip, all right? If you're doing a eulogy, you go up there, you say, Diamond was an amazing woman. She was a lovely woman. She had a beautiful family, and she looked out for their best interest, and she brought a smile to everybody's face. Like, you say stuff like that. You say stuff like, he's up there talking about the immigrants and the national debt, and what are we doing here?
So, I don't know, you call it rich, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not. We spend a lot of money on other countries, and many of those countries hate us, so we give them money. So common sense would tell you all of these things. Inflation was caused by energy. They stopped the energy, and all of a sudden your gasoline went from $1.87 a gallon to $5, $6, $7. In California, $8 a gallon.
Yeah, we got inflation. You talk about inflation. And none of that is true. Of course, the gas situation is related to the war in Ukraine, where Russia invaded Ukraine. Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. This guy is unbelievable. He's back, y'all. He is back on form. Look, you got to keep it real. This is old school Trump, right? Old school Trump. 2016 Trump did I'm not going to cut Social Security and Medicare. He just brought that back. And now old school Trump is, I'm just going to be wildly inappropriate, but everybody's going to like it on my side. And that's exactly what's happening here.
And when your baker makes his cakes, and when your hospitals create heat and all of the different things you need this for, everything goes up, and it's runaway. It's far greater than people thought.
I'm at a loss for words, man. I'm at a loss for words. Guys, I hate to say it. Stella got his groove back. I mean, he's doing his thing. I now have Trump as the favorite again over DeSantis. And for a long time, I was hammering away on it's DeSantis. But he's got it back. He's got a little bit of the normie touch with the Medicare and Social Security thing, and then he's got his casual Trump antics, which people can't look away from. Not good, man. Not good. Not good. What Democrat can Kamala go give a speech? Can Kamala go give a eulogy and somehow make it about herself and make it about political issues and make it funny? No. At this top 10 Trump moments, this is right up there with the CPAC speech where he was flying on Adderall. You remember that? And right up there with the UN speech where he was looked like he was on Xanax and Klonopin and 37 downers. And he's up there and then what we say to Mexico about the crisis. Man, if we see in 2024, and we very well may, see a rematch of Joe Biden versus Donald Trump, and they both are way further down the road with dementia and being senile. Oh my God. It's the perfect way for the empire to go out. It's the perfect way for the degradation and the crumbling of our society. You got two guys who need roughly 14 medications, both for their blood pressure, their cholesterol, and their mental decline. And we're all just sitting there watching like it's a reality show. Because you know what? It kind of is. It kind of is at this point. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.